Hey there and happy Thursday. It's been a really wild and crazy Thursday because it's free shipping. So orders of $75 or more, everybody's getting free shipping today. And not everybody, a lot of people are taking advantage of it. And also in case you guys are big lovers of the seal adhesive is back in stock. So my refills were like about as low as my cartridge right there. And so I was really excited to place an order, get free shipping, and get some more of that. So today I'm going to bring you card number 9 out of 10. Hey there, Tori. So I'm using Enjoy the Moment, which is a beautiful like nature. If you love nature and like the nature lovers cards out there, the Enjoy the Moment stamp set's great. So that's retiring. So I'm focusing on that and bringing in some other current products that are carrying over, but also using, it's kind of like a half and a half day again. And the Enjoy Your Moment is on sale for $18.40. And like I said, that is card number 9 already. And let me get my iPad rolling here so I can see your comments or questions. Hi there, Barb. Hi, Arlene and Mary. Good to have you guys on here, and Lois too. Let me get my camera flipped and get my workspace in here for you. So yesterday, I hope you don't think that today's card looks a lot like yesterday. So if you see this, you'll see some similarities, like very vanilla, and that's about it. But I mean, you'll see it looks like a lot of neutral tones there. But a lot of you loved yesterday's card, and I hope you love today's card. Also, a big favorite for a lot of you is the Blackberry Bliss paper. So that's kind of stealing the show with that little bit of a pop there. I shouldn't say stealing the show, but just highlighting it. And it's kind of a fun color combination with the crumb cake. I was going to use some early espressos there. Yes, Tori, I'm glad you finally caught me live, not just replay. And so I just thought, let's add a little bit of color. And of course, like anything, depending on how my camera catches it, it might even look like a brown tone versus Blackberry Bliss. So I will show you, like I said, Enjoy the Moment here is found in the annual catalog on page 26. So we've got that big set here. And like I said, instead of $23, it is $18.40. I just checked. It is still current. I'm always afraid that, like things are going to sell out as I'm working on the card, because especially with free shipping today, it's like everything's just flying off the shelf. I placed an order for somebody that wanted like the ink pad collection of the ink colors, literally checked out and they were gone. So like that customer got the last one. It was exciting, but kind of sad for other people. That's how it happens. So what I love when I use the stamp set is the blending brushes. So I'm going to show you that today, but just pulling in those fun colors there. And then the other products that go with it are just a couple pages before that. The Dragonfly Garden Bundle. This is not retiring, so don't go, oh, how did I miss that? You didn't. It is staying current. So I'm using one of the dragonflies, from that set and the coordinating punch. So that bundle's $36.75, which I think is really reasonable for a nice set and a heavy duty punch. So that is the stamp sets, kind of the bulk of it, and then I'll talk more about the products as I go along. So and then you'll get to know too what's retiring, what is staying. So this is kind of my color combination today. Hi there, Jeannie. Got some crumb cake, very vanilla, Blackberry Bliss, like I said. And I'm going to start by pulling out kind of this matting piece, I guess is what you would call it. Doesn't have a lot of zip to it, just is going to be a matting, kind of a placeholder if you want to call it that. And what I'm going to do first before I tape anything down is just run it through my cut and emboss machine with one of the circle dies, kind of one of the larger circle dies. I didn't measure my layering circle dies. Here they are, look like this. So that's why it's like, kind of looks like clock gears that fell apart, right? So just know it's one of the larger, not the largest, but kind of up there for size wise. I kind of like to let you know. And because I'm going to be using the outer edge for layering on my card, I'm going to put this right in the middle like so. And cut that out. So we'll use this piece and we'll use this piece. Set that aside for now, and I'm going to take this circle and just reuse that right away with a 3D embossing folder. So I'm going to reload this with just that thick cutting plate number 1, and then the specialty plate number 4, which we need to use with the 3D embossing folder. So guess what I'm pulling out next? The Bark 3D embossing folder. This is retiring. I did see it's not on sale, so it's still $10. I always feel like the embossing folders, you get a lot of bang for your buck. You can reuse them, reuse them, reuse them. So I always think they're a great deal because of that. So I'm just going to put that circle in my Bark 3D embossing folder there with my specialty plate and run that through. And then that's going to give it a nice extra pop of texture to go underneath our Dragonfly. So how fun is that, right? I love it. I'm gonna miss the 3D Bark. I mean, they've had some really nice, I call them basic texture embossing folders, and that's where I think this one comes in. So like the Tasteful Textures, I'm gonna miss that one tons too, and this one. So that is ready to go and set aside. And then I think what I'm going to do next is just kind of start some stamping, and that's going to be on some, let me grab a piece of scratch paper too so I don't forget and start inking up my desktop. So this is Very Vanilla, cut 3.75 by 5 inches here, and this is where I'm going to pull out some of those Enjoy the Moment stamps and my crumb cake ink pad. So let me just set that here. And I love just kind of the really outdoorsy look and feel, like if you like to go for walks, grew up with a lake just kind of right in our pasture and saw lots of fun flowers and seeds that would go, you know, to seed, and they just became kind of more beautiful as they dried kind of. And so I'm putting that off to the side to allow enough area for that circle to go on that I worked on. Hi there, Pam. Hi, Jennifer. And then next I'm going to take this kind of like seeded pod image here and ink that up and just kind of set that in the corner here, and then put that in the opposite corner here to kind of frame that. And like I said, still kind of allowing this area for the circle. And then there's these little seeds that potentially have fallen out of that pod there. Hi, Lynette. And I'm just going to kind of just add those by inking up some solid, some re-inking without stamping, just to get varying shades of light and dark and such on there, like so. And I love the crumb cake on the Very Vanilla. Kind of a soft look there, but enough to give it a good image that stands alone. And then before I do much more with this, oh yes, Lynette, you love the dragonflies. You probably saw a notification on Facebook, saw dragonflies and tuned right in. So yes, I know you love, love, love dragonflies. So next I'm going to take my blending brush and just give this like a counterclockwise swirl circle. I usually start off my paper and do that counterclockwise to go on. And the crumb cake is a nice light brown, so I feel like I can give it a pretty hefty push into my ink pad and then get that going without it being too much on my Very Vanilla cardstock. And it's just gonna cover, soften the edges, warm up the edges, give it a nice warm tone feeling there, and just kind of go like that with leaving some white spots too, because actually the spots that you leave sometimes are the ones that give it kind of the overall character there, like so. So I'm just going to set that aside, and then next let's work on the dragonfly. That's why Lynette's here, right? Okay, so I'm going to open up my Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad because I'm going to color with blends, so it's really important that I use the Memento Black ink pad. I'm going to ink that up really well, and just grab a scrap of some Very Vanilla here. Give that a good ink up like so. And it might look kind of dark, but it's always amazing how giving it that good black base and then coming back with blends really, really softens it up. So before I start my coloring, I kind of like to punch it out. So that way, if I make a mistake, I haven't colored and have to start over with the coloring. I can just start over by stamping. Okay, so it's so easy to line that up there with the double punch like so. Oops. And then with my Stampin' Blends here, I just have the only blends that I'm using to color today are the Crumb Cake Light and Dark. So let me start with the dark Crumb Cake. And I'm just going to go over, I don't want that to be distracting my little scrap piece of paper here. But because I know Pam's watching, Pam's my color learner. She's always like, oh, I love it when you color, and then I can see some tips and techniques. So today is really basic coloring with these Dragonfly wings. So I'm just going to go and outline all 4 of the wings like so. And the crumb cake's really great for that, because when you see dragonflies in nature, I kind of giggle because my grandson loves seeing dragonflies in nature. Like if we're at the lake and stuff and they land on his little splash pad that he likes to sit on, he's just fascinated by seeing them, but they can't come any closer. You know, don't we all kind of think that about some bugs? Like they're great to look at, but don't touch me. So after I have all of the wings, all 4 of them outlined, then I'm going to go with the crumb cake lighter color and just kind of blend those 2 shades together like so. And then it just kind of gives it a nice kind of see-through look in a beautiful way. And then the body kind of has little bits and pieces here, mostly black, but little areas that show through. So I'm just going to kind of just take my my Stampin' Blends, the light one here, and continue on down the body to kind of continue that look of crumb cake mixed with the black. So, oh, Pam, I bet yours does look nice. Pam, I can handle the coloring. This one you can, but look at how that just adds such depth by using just the one color, light and dark, like so. So now I'll pop this back up while I get set to assemble the card for you, and then it really comes together pretty quickly. So we've got this that I worked on with that outline, or background I should say, and this that we've cut the circle out, but look at, nobody's going to know that we cut that circle out once I put that together. So I'm going to start by taping mine together here. I'll just start with the top layer. And like I said, this top layer is cut 3.75 by 5, and so each step increases like the 1/4 inch, or depending if you're starting with the top, it decreases. So I'm putting that on Blackberry Bliss, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then my card base here, this area is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but obviously it's more like 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored in the middle there at the 4 1/4. And I'm just going to put that on like so. And now you can kind of see how that's all warming up and coming together like that. Thank you, Arlene. Now, this is where the bark embossed circle here is just going to go off to the side like this. I'm just going to add some adhesive to do that. And I kind of like it if it just goes over the edge and almost touches that crumb cake, because that's going to make these colors just kind of combine there like so, and just coordinate that a little bit. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiments. So finally I'm going to bring out my Blackberry Bliss ink pad. And there's some great sentiments in the Enjoy the Moment stamp set. One of them says, enjoy the moment. So I'm going to ink that up here with Blackberry Bliss and just stamp that kind of down here. And that's the nice thing about using those blending brushes and just kind of stamping lighter and darker images with the crumb cake, is the darker ink of the Blackberry Bliss just goes right over top, and it doesn't have to compete with that, or just put it this way, it just shows up really nice and clear because of the darker ink there. And then the Dragonfly I want to pop up. Hi, Leanne. Thanks for joining in, and Joyce too. I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals here on my big dragonfly. And I kind of put them towards the center, so if I want to play around a little bit with fluffing up the wings, I can do that. So that I'm just going to put kind of like so. Press down on the dimensionals. I like to fluff, but don't we all know that like once these go in the mail, they might not quite look fluffed like you want them to, and that's kind of how that happens. Oh yes, Tori, these are great stamps for sympathy cards too, and I feel like when the stamp set first came out, you had really looked at it, so I can't remember if you even had it or not or what, but I remember you commenting on this. And then I just want to add a little bit of basic embellishment. I kind of had a couple options here, and on this sample I use the metallic pearls, and those come in gold and silver like so. Because I use them on the sample, I thought, you know what, maybe I will just show you. These are retiring. I forgot to say that. These aren't retiring, and these are the elegant faceted gems. So it's like, okay, maybe I'll just put a couple of these on there so you can kind of see the difference. They come in clear vanilla, which we're using a lot of today, and petal pink. And I think the petal pink, because of the colors used, it would go together really well with this too. So I'm just going to take one of the vanilla large and vanilla small like so, and then a small vanilla, and just kind of put that on there like so. So you have the difference of, do you like kind of the yes with the elegant, or yes to the metallic pearls that are gold there? Oh, Tori, you do have it. So maybe that's why we've even talked about it. Hey there, Barb, your sister's watching. And then for the inside, just going to kind of follow through the theme of what we have going with the nature. Enjoy the moment. I decided to pair that up with the same stamp set, Enjoy the Moment. There's a happy birthday in there, so I'm going to ink that up in Blackberry Bliss ink. Just stamp out the happy birthday, and then I'm going to bring back my crumb cake and that seed pod, kind of just put that in the corner there, nice and soft. Whoops. And with crumb cake ink, take some of these little seed pods, and just with one stamp, ink it out, or one ink, stamp it out 3 times to kind of go darker to lighter like that. So I'm not gonna, I could take in, I was gonna say sponge, take my blending brushes and go around the edges, but I think I'm just gonna leave that the way it is like so, because it's still gonna coordinate really well with the front of the card like so, with the 2 colors on Very Vanilla. So I can put that on the inside like so. So there we have it. Today's card number 9. And like I said, if you kind of like the little metallic pearls too, but they both say enjoy the moment. Otherwise, you know, they're pretty much identical, the way I've colored them and everything too. So yeah, kind of showing you a last chance with the enjoy the moment stamp set. But like I said, the Dragonfly is carrying over. So in case you're kind of debating, you'd have time to think about that too. All right, let me get my camera turned around here. So today, if you haven't taken advantage of free shipping, it goes on until midnight tonight, Stampin' Up! Time, which if you live in Minnesota, that's 1 a.m. So I was crazy and laying in bed, kind of not able to sleep because I'm thinking about some orders that I got that I needed to place. So a little after 1 o'clock, I got up, placed those orders, and then an hour later, I went to bed, and I slept so well because I wasn't thinking about the orders. So I'm a little tired today for some reason, and still enjoying seeing what everybody's getting with free shipping. So to tie that in with my set of 10 cards, if you order $75, you get free shipping because that's the minimum order that needs to be placed to get free shipping. And then you can get my set of 10 cards for free because that's the $75 minimum order too. So if you're on the fence, you know, just let me know, because some people just at the beginning of the month say, hey, I want your cards, and then they have the whole month to decide if they want to order to get them for free, or they're just $25 for the set of 10 if you want to do it that way too. So tomorrow I will be closing up my set of 10 for the month. And Jeannie says she ordered at 1 a.m. too. I thought I wouldn't be the only one, to be honest, and that was kind of cute. Tomorrow I'll wrap up my set of 10 cards, that series, and get busy making cards because I have a lot of cards to make for you guys and I love it. And then next week I will start demoing cards at some point. I'm not sure what date, but I will start demoing for my current hostess, Lois Anderson, too. And I'm gonna probably do a mix of upcoming new annual catalog things as well as the current mini catalog. So you have for sure ideas to last you the next couple months and the next year too from that. So just kind of trying to finish up things that are retiring, and since Lois's party is going to stretch into the new catalog, I thought it'd be fun to show things that you can definitely order for a while. So if you have any questions, I'll reach out to me. I'm going to go practice some music at church here in a little bit, but then I'll be home and checking in to see if anybody needs help ordering. So take care and see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.